thee to death.
A young gamer gets ice-skated in another world and gets the name Panties Thief. He has to face off against the Demon Lord with the help of some strange girls. Hello and welcome back to our channel Ice Guy. Today we are going to do a recap of the anime series called Konosuba. The series follows Kazuma Sato, a boy who is sent to a fantasy world with MMORPG elements following his death. But before he goes, he can choose one item of any kind to aid him in his quest, and the future hero selects Aqua. But Kazuma has made a grave mistake because although Aqua is a goddess, she is still completely useless. Thus his new adventure begins, in which he forms a dysfunctional adventuring party with a goddess, an arch-wizard, and a crusader. Episode 1. The episode opens up with a boy named Kazuma Sato. Sato wakes up early one day to run out and get a limited edition game. He is a hikikomori, playing games all day, even remarking on his way back that he has been outside for someone who has been in a dark room for the past 3 days. On his way home, he noticed someone that went to his high school. As she walks by, he notices a car that is about to hit her. He pushes her out of the way to save her life. He wakes up in an unfamiliar area. A woman walks over and introduces herself as Aqua, a goddess in charge of guiding young souls to the afterlife or to be reborn. She reveals that Kazuma died. Kazuma was worried that the girl was safe. Aqua replied nonchalantly that she was, and he died of shock since it was not a car that was coming, but a tractor, which stopped to let them pass. After teasing him about the ordeal, she makes a request. Another world is under threat where too many people are dying and no one wants to give birth. The Demon Lord is trying to rule the world. She offers Kazuma to go to this world since heaven is boring where you can't do anything Ekai according to her. She says he can bring any sort of weapon or ability that he would like. After thinking about what to bring to the new world, Aqua teases and makes fun of him constantly. He wants her to go with him. She rejects, saying it is impossible. An angel appears and accepts the request, forcing Aqua to go with him. She is allowed back once the Demon Lord is defeated. The two in the new world, Aqua freaks out about the situation as a whole, while Kazuma stays calm. After a few moments, they make their way to the guild hall to become adventurers. After dealing with some problems, such as a priest not believing Aqua is a goddess only to donate money to her, the two pickings and signing up as adventurers, the two decide to make the most of it and head out on their way. Over several days in the new world, sleeping in a barn, working on walls, drinking at the bar, partying with co-workers at the bar, and Aqua throwing up after drinking at the bar, Kazuma realizes they are doing it all wrong since they will never defeat the Demon Lord staying there. The two decide to make the most of it and decide it is time to try to take on monsters. Ep 2, Kazuma is awake and looking over a sleeping Aqua. He wakes her up and asks if they are going to go on an adventure like she said she would. She says that they will, and it should be easy since it is the starting area. Kazuma brings up that although it is a starting town and far away from the Demon Lord, there is hardly any money for starting adventurers and no basic equipment. The quest they have is to hunt 5 frogs in 3 days. These are not typical frogs, but giant frogs that eat goats. Aqua tries to fight one and nearly gets eaten in the process. Due to a rage fit, she charges after another only to nearly get eaten again. She decided that getting eaten nearly twice was enough, covered in drool and whatever else was in the frog's mouth. She decides to end their adventure for the day with only 2 of the 5 frogs killed. After cleaning up and over their evening meal, Aqua and Kazuma begin to talk about adding another party member. Kazuma argues that they do not need to lose more money. They were making less and nearly getting killed than the construction job they had. The second day is about recruiting members. Aqua only wants people with an advanced job class.
I was born ready!
Time when they've reached peak flavor. They'd be blaze-clad in night. In my
After waiting several hours, someone walk over. Her name is Megumin. She is also an archmage who specializes in explosion magic. She is also a Chunobu, which is where the episode gets its name. So after dealing with Chunobu's antics, she joins them as they go hunting for more frogs. Megumin decides to use her explosion magic on one of them. Another appears and Aqua chases after it only to get nearly eaten again. The spell went off to destroy the area, causing a crater. Another frog appears. Worried, Kazuma looks over to see Megumin on the ground. She brings up the fact that the explosion spell takes a lot out of her. It makes her body unable to move. Another frog then snaps her up to try to eat her. The quest was completed when Kazuma slayed the 2 frogs trying to eat the girls. As they walk back, Kazuma tries to get rid of Megumin, seeing that she can only use one spell, and she confesses her love for explosion magic and refuses to use any other. She tricks him by making a scene in public to stay at the party. The money earned was about 110,000, and they had to split it up 3 ways. Kazuma lamented how little they earned for nearly dying. As he does this, a woman introduces herself, Darkness, a knight. She then begins to heavily breathe as she asks to join the party. Ep 3, Darkness is still introducing herself to Kazuma. Kazuma right from the start knows something is off about this girl. She mentions although she is a crusader, she is confident in her abilities. Yet there is the problem, hardly any of her attacks hit and she is rather clumsy. But she can take plenty of hits. Kazuma turns her offer down. The following day she returns. Kazuma turned her down again, much like the night before. Kazuma talks to Megumin about skills, mostly since Aqua was showing off one of her recently acquired ones. Megumin mentioned that if they see someone use the skill or they teach them, then they could put it on their card to learn it. She also wants Kazuma to learn magic to have a buddy in the explosion arts. Chris, a thief, offers to teach Kazuma some skills. She is a friend of Darkness, who is still there wanting to join his party. Kazuma accepts the offer to be taught. The 3 go outside. Chris teaches a few skills, ends up stealing Kazuma's money. Kazuma makes a deal to steal it back. She offers her expensive knife. He steals her panties, although he did not intend to. It just turned out that way. Upon returning to the guild hall, however, Chris used this as a means to embarrass Kazuma in public. This was to help Darkness join his party. Aqua and Megumin hear of this and don't care. They do, however, care that he learned a new skill and wish to see it. Kazuma then accidentally stole Megumin's panties. And before anything else could happen, an urgent quest showed up. People panicked and all adventurers were required to go to the front gates. People were in a panic as the sky began to turn black. In the world that they are in, it is harvest season. Cabbages fly, yes, cabbages fly. The urgent quest was to catch as many as they possibly could. During the chaos of it all, Darkness decides to throw herself in front of people to protect them. Her true masochist behavior begins to show. However, everyone is taking it that she is a model knight and is protecting everyone. Megumin decides to release an explosion spell, and the harvest is over. Ep 4, Kazuma, after learning how to use skills, learns a new one. This time it is create water. It is a basic water skill, although he uses it to get a drink of water. He does know that this is as basic as water spells can get, and that is all he will be able to do for now. Darkness is flaunting her new shiny armor, and Megumin is also happy for her new staff. All this was money earned from killing cabbages in the last episode. Aqua, on the other hand, is suffering from low money. She caught lettuce, which was worth nothing. Yet it is then learned that Kazuma struck rich, mostly due to his high luck, making over $1 million. So, besides Aqua wanting money to pay off her debt, Kazuma rids himself of his tracksuit and gets more adventure clothes. Then the group decides to go on a new quest. However, their luck would have it, but a leader in the Demon Lord's army moved in nearby, scaring all the small-time monsters. So only quests that are at a high level are available. So the group goes their ways. Darkness goes off to train at her family home. Aqua works part-time, while Kazuma helps Megumin with her magic. She wants to practice her exploding magic, but she still can't move after a single spell. So each day the two left trying to blow up a nearby abandoned castle. They do that daily for some time. Before long, after some complaining, Kazuma feels like Aqua does nothing, and that the two will never be able to defeat the Demon Lord. An emergency quest appears. The Demon Lord's subordinate, Dullahan, shows up. He is furious since someone has been using exploding magic near his caster every single day. He complains and wants the one responsible to pay. Megumin steps forward. She does her usual stuff about being a crimson demon and whatnot. She even makes up the fact it was a strategy to make him leave his castle. However, he is still angry, and after talking about it some more, trying to get her not to use exploding magic, he decides to curse her. Darkness jumps in the way to take the curse, mostly because she wanted the Dullahan to take her to the castle and do Ekai things because of her masochistic ways. The Dullahan runs off and expects Megumin to show up in 1 week and he will undo the curse. Kazuma and Megumin are prepared to go and be heroic and stuff. Then Aqua uses a basic spell to dispel the curse on Darkness. The problem is solved. Kazuma is a little annoyed about how she took away their moment. And that's all for today, guys. If you liked the recap and want more summaries like this, consider subscribing to our channel.